All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. I want to give the honors to my apostle and elders, great millstone, who teach very well. Wind up the truth, from and citation out there to the hopeful elect and continue to push his word in our truth, faith, and sincerity. And also, Shalom to all the men, women, and children who sincerely believe upon the words of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua. And today, man, what I'm basically getting on is reparations, man. Jake looking for that 40 acres in a mule or a check, that's not going to repair the things that this devil have did unto us. From the castration, the poison of our foods, even the poison of medicine that this guy pushed out. Matter of fact, let's go on and start off the day in the book of Job. This is a lot of things that this devil have pushed out throughout the whole planet Earth that the Lord let this guy get away with. And it's not like the Lord is going to give Esau Edom the option to pay his way out. No. Let's go right here. This is the book of Job 13. And I'm going to start at verse 4. It says, but ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value. Yes. And this is even talking about Esau, man, because the physician really supposed to be there to repair or restore. But the only thing that this devil would do is restore death unto the planet Earth, especially amongst the children of Israel. And one thing that piss us off, us who know what's going on, is you continue to trust on this guy that killed your grandma. You continue to trust on the guy that cut your auntie foot off. No, your whole MO should be like the same thing this guy done to us. We should be able to do unto him. That's the only way that we're going to be restored once again. Because not only did these devils beat us down, this guy took our heritage, took our nationality, and all of a sudden we're supposed to sit back and act like everything is supposed to be cool, fine, and dandy just because you dangling a check over our face. No, man. Let's go ahead and get this word reparations real quick. Get that word reparation, just the regular Google definition. It actually goes into making amends for a wrong by paying money, giving help, or offering other forms of relief to those who have been hurt. And yes, what is there other forms of relief that you're going to give unto us? Slavery. Matter of fact, let's get something back that up, man. We got that Job 20 on deck. Before we get there, let's go to Revelations real quick. Because again, the way that you're going to give us relief is us being on top and you getting put back into your right position. The Lord's going to put you back into your lot, which is what slavery, man. Let's go ahead and get this. This is the book of Revelations. Revelations chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience in faith of the saints right there. You know how Jake is patiently waiting on the money for Esau to get. No, we're patiently waiting on Yahweh Shah to put you guys down and put us in our rightful light, man. Because again, the world is totally upside down, it's ass backwards. The wicked is ruling while the righteous is sitting in the lowly place. And it got to a point, if you are righteous or trying your best to be righteous, you get shamed and shit on because you're trying to improve yourself. Why? Because ultimately, here in this wicked society, wickedness is exalted into its highest esteem. And how did that happen? He put you guys into slavery and beat us down, and ultimately push forth into us that this wickedness that's going on upon the planet Earth is a norm, which is not, man. Men going with men, women going with women. Now the children have more authority than the parents now. And you don't want to talk about the laws of righteous foods and what's not righteous foods. But again, the only way that these things are going to be solved and everything is going to be right side up is when these guys go into captivity. Because again, you are the same ones that put us in captivity. And even like he says in the book of Exodus, if a man be taken away and you be found in his hand, then you're going to get that judgment. Because ultimately, when your house shall return, we're going to be found in the hands of evil. And just like during the times of the Egyptian Empire, the Lord told Pharaoh, let my people go, let my people go. And this guy refused. It's the same MO that's going on today. So guess what the Lord's going to have to do? He's just going to have to come back and put you guys in your rightful lot, which is what underneath our feet, man. Let's go ahead and get this in the book of Psalms, chapter 18, and get to the point. This Psalms 18, and I'm gonna start at verse 37. It says, I have pursued my enemies and overtaken them. Neither did I turn again till they were consumed. And the Lord's consuming these guys by the spirit of his mouth, telling you that you're going into slavery, and the same people that you put into slavery is going to rule over you. That's what reparations is, man. That's that relief that you're going to give unto us. We've been working hard on our backs. A part of that relief is seeing the same people who work hard for them working for us. We call that justice and irony, man. Let's go ahead and continue on. It says, I have wounded them that they were not able to rise. They are falling under my feet. And that's it. The Lord have wounded this kingdom. Babylon the Great, it would not rise up once again. This kingdom will not be a top dog. Ultimately, the Lord is setting up this place for it to be what? Destroyed, and for the people or the leaders of this place to what? Go into captivity. That's a part of biblical prophecy, and this is one of the many ways how we are consuming you guys, because the things that we're telling you is dreadful into your ears. Because we're not telling you that in the kingdom you're going to be okay. We're not telling you in the kingdom everybody's going to be on the same level. No, there's going to be an order in the kingdom. You know, even Yahweh Shah, asked even the Heavenly Father, asked Yahweh Shah what he wanted. He didn't say, I want everybody to be on the same level. No. He asked him, do you want me to give you the heathen? Psalms 2, let's start at verse 7. It says, I will declare the decree, the Lord hath said unto me, thou art my son, this day I have begotten thee, ask of me, and I will give thee the heathen for thy inheritance. Right now. The heathen is going to be meant for slaves, and not only the so-called white men, but also the so-called Arabs, the so-called Japanese, the so-called Chinese, the Indians, East Indians. All these tribes, they're going to actually go into slavery, but the ones who's going to get put in hardcore slavery is Esau, Edom. Again, that's why he don't want to, he want to give you guys a couple dollars and let bygones be bygones, but that's not going to pay off the Most High, man. But again, it says, ask of me, and I will give you the heathen for thy inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession, ruling the world. But how can you rule the world without slaves, man? What's a kingdom without servants? What's a king without servants, man? So at the same time, when the Lord set up the kingdom of heaven, ultimately it will be a nation of people that will build it up. Just like we was that nation of people that build up this society in this current kingdom. Hey, this Esau Edom, so-called white man, he's going to build up our society. Let's go ahead and get there in the book of Job. Job 20. And I'm going to jump down. Verse 14. Matter of fact, verse 14. You're 15, so I'm going to start at verse 15 in NIV. It says, he will spit out the riches he swallowed, yes, the gold that you stole from 70 AD, and all the other riches that you have been hoarding up, these resources. And you're not even using these different things correctly. You use these different things for destruction, man. Uranium, it can really power a whole city. There's a lot of properties into the metals that's coming out the planet Earth, but you use it for weapons. If you don't use it for a nuclear missile, you use it to put rare earth materials or rare earth metals inside the chip to put inside the people, man. Telling you that you're really not the rightful rulers upon the planet Earth, man. The Lord's going to have to take all those different things back, and we're going to show you how to use them in righteousness, man. But again, this guy, he's known as a thief. The thief coming not for steal, kill, and destroy. All the gold he took away in 70 AD, the Ark of Titus, which is nothing but a memorial how you took us down. Let's go ahead and continue on, though. He says, he will suck the poison of serpents. The fang of an adder will kill him. He will not enjoy the streams, the river flowing with honey and cream. Yes, you're not going to be able to enjoy the kingdom of heaven, man. Why? Because this is your kingdom. When Tom Brady playing in the Super Bowl and Chris CJ2K, they got ALS. Even Donald Trump, they say he's dementia, whatever. He's going through that Joe Biden situation or whatever. But at the same time, this shows you can't even enjoy your own kingdom, man, because you know that the Heavenly Father is really coming after you. Let's go ahead and continue. That's that dreadful sound that's in your ear. Verse 18, it says, what he toiled for, he must give back uneven. He will not enjoy the profit from his trading. In the spirit, the slave trade, you're not going to enjoy the profit of it because it's going to be a new slave trade in righteousness, man. Because the kingdom of heaven is going to be a rigorous rule in righteousness. You know, we ain't going to cut off your rights. We ain't going to sleep with your woman in front of you and send her back. You know, we ain't going to give you 120 lashes. No, everything is going to be decent and in order. And all these other nations who will be in captivity, they will see the benefit of hearkening unto the children of Israel. And they're going to see what happens when you don't. Esau is the perfect example what happens when you touch the apples of the Most High's eye, man. And you're going to see what happens very soon. You know, especially in the life ahead. Let's go ahead and end it off right here in the book of Isaiah, chapter 14. And let's select Isaiah 14. Let's get to the point in verse 2. It says, matter of fact, let's start at verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. Yes. Our Father, Lord, having mercy upon us, is giving us this word and this truth and letting us know that we're not going to be here in this captivity forever. It says, and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, because right now it's a bastard dwelling in Ashdod. This guy stole our inheritance, stole our heritage. And you think the Lord is going to sit back like everything? No. The birthright is already sealed for the nation of Israel. Continuing on though. It says, and the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave unto the house of Jacob. Now those strangers is the Israelites that's ultimately in a Gentile state of mind. You know, it says in the NIV, for foreigners will join them and unite with the descendants of Jacob. Why? Because ultimately those foreigners right here is talking about the Israelites that was in Gentile state of mind. But they are the descendants of Jacob. You know, through the process of us, you know, Jake like to sleep around, Jake love other nations, and through the process of that, you know, your melanin get taken away, or for lack of better words, your heritage get taken away. Now, instead of you keeping the Sabbath or celebrating Hanukkah, you celebrating Bacchus or you worshiping Nimrod. These are the things that Esau gave into our people, but now we're returning back into our heritage, man. And a part of turning back into our heritage is knowing the creme de la creme of Israel. You got to realize when Solomon was on the planet Earth, man, every Israelite man built under his own tree, which means what? Everything was flourishes, man. And we had all these other heathens in slavery. And they appreciated that because we treated them righteously, man. Unlike Esau either. Verse 2, it says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And where's their place, man? Under our feet, under us, man. And it's not like Esau is going to drop down to number 2. No, the Lord's going to drop him to the bottom of the barrel. Why? Because he is the basis of the men upon the planet Earth, man. He is a base man. Continuing on. It says, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord. Yes, possess. As for me, and I give you the heathen for thy inheritance. We ain't going to possess you just to be partying and bullshitting. No, you're going to work. Like we had to work. Because you got to realize America was really exalted during the cotton trade, man. The slave gin, the slave cotton gin, especially down here down south. That's where a lot of that old money comes from, you know? But you guys are going to be that new one. Because why? Slaves are big commodity. You know, you can own gold and silver, but once you own people, that's how you know you really made it. He owned us through the form of this, you know, birth certificate and a social security number. But we're going to own you under the hands of the Most High. You know, that trumps everything. It says, and the Lord shall possess them, and Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And that's the true meaning of reparations. Again, reparations, making amends for a wrong by paying money, giving help, or offering other forms of relief. The other form of relief is you guys being our servants. You know, let's go ahead and jump down a little bit of it. It says a symbolic act official apologies, memorials, or public truths to recognize past harm. And there's no coincidence recently they had pushed forth one of the greatest tragedies upon the planet Earth was what? The international slave trade. And it's going to get to a point very soon when you Edomites, the so-called white man, is going to have to pay for your actions that you have done here in these latter days. So yeah, I can pray this video was edifying. We give our praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakakodashim. We give double honors to my apostle and his great millstone, and Shalom.